Hello students, I am Dr. Lalita from Hari Science and Maths Academy. Today we are going to discuss the new chapter of biology, that is our ecosystem. Ecosystem is a natural environment that comprises of plants, animals, microorganisms, etc. इस ecosystem के अंदर लिविंग थिंग्स भी हैं, नेचुरल एनवायरनमेंट है तो ऑब्वियस सी बात है लिविंग थिंग्स भी हैं और नॉन लिविंग थिंग्स भी हैं। इकोसिस्टम में इकोसिस्टम के अंदर लिविंग थिंग्स भी होती हैं और नॉन लिविंग थिंग्स भी होती हैं। लिविंग थिंग्स नॉन लिविंग थिंग्स से भी इंटरेक्ट करती हैं और नॉन लिविंग थिंग्स जो हैं वो लिविंग थिंग्स से इंटरेक्ट करती हैं और ये आपस में भी इंटरेक्ट करती हैं। ठीक है, इकोसिस्टम जैसे मैंने बताया कि ये एक नेचुरल एनवायरनमेंट है। नेचुरल एनवायरनमेंट है तो इसमें ये छोटा भी हो सकता है, इतना छोटा कि जितना एक शेड होती है ट्री के नीचे उतना छोटा, और ये बड़ा भी हो सकता है लाइक एन ओशियन। द फर्स्ट पर्सन who coined this term, that is ecosystem, is Arthur Tansley. Arthur Tansley is the first person who coined this term ecosystem, and this ecosystem comprises of living things as well as non-living things. अब living things और non-living things जो हैं ये आपस में भी इंटरेक्ट करती हैं और खुद अपने एनवायरनमेंट में भी इंटरेक्ट करती हैं। सो द स्टडी ऑफ दिस इकोसिस्टम, इस इकोसिस्टम की स्टडी को, स्टडी ऑफ दिस इज नोन एज इकोलॉजी, and this term is first coined by the Ernest Haeckel in 1866. The study of ecosystem is known as ecology, and this ecology term is first coined by the scientist, that is Ernest Haeckel, in 1866. Now we are going to discuss what is basically the ecosystem and how it is classified. Now the topic is components of our ecosystem. Ecosystem जैसे मैंने बताया कि वो living things और non living things दोनों को comprise करता है। The living component, living organisms जिस component में आते हैं, that is known as biotic component. उसको क्या कहा जाता है? Biotic components कहते हैं। The non living physical और chemical substances जिसके अंदर आते हैं, they are known as अबायोटिक कंपोनेंट्स। लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स की बात करें तो उसके अंदर प्लांट्स, एनिमल्स, बैक्टीरियाज, बर्ड्स, फंगी, माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स, दे ऑल आर लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स, सो दे कम अंडर द बायोटिक कंपोनेंट। नाउ वाटर, एयर, सनलाइट, मिनरल्स, soil, climate, temperature, these all are non-living things, so they come under the abiotic component. Next is biotic component directly or indirectly affect other organisms. वो क्या करते हैं? एक दूसरे को indirectly affect करते हैं। कैसे? जैसे plants ने जो खाना बनाया वो animals जो है वो eat करते हैं। अब इस तरीके से एनिमल्स जो है जो मिल्क वगैरह देते हैं, ह्यूमन जो है वो ईट करता है। सो दिस लिविंग साइकिल जो है वो इसी तरीके से चलती रहती है। अब ह्यूमन ने जो अनाज या सीरियल्स जो है अपने खेतों में उगाया, वो अगर आप डालते हो तो वो बर्ड्स वगैरह जो हैं वो आके खाती हैं उनको। सो these things are directly or indirectly affect the other organisms, other living organisms by various interactions. Like various interactions कौन कौन सी हो सकती हैं? प्रिडेशन हो सकती है, कंपटीशन हो सकता है, सिम्बायोसिस हो सकती है, एक्सेट्रा। अगर नॉन लिविंग थिंग की बात करें तो नॉन लिविंग थिंग्स जो हैं वो अफेक्ट करती हैं लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स की सर्वाइवल को। लाइक देखो, एक पौधा है जो है वो कब तक सर्वाइव करेगा? एयर मिलेगी उसको, ठीक है, सनलाइट मिल रही है। गर्मी के दिनों में अगर आप उसको ज्यादा दिन पानी नहीं दोगे तो वो पौधा क्या होगा? सूख जाएगा। पानी क्या है? वाटर क्या है? एक नॉन लिविंग थिंग है। तो नॉन लिविंग थिंग के ऊपर क्या करता है? एबिलिटी डिपेंड करती है कि वो लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म जो है, एबिलिटी है, जो अबायोटिक कंपोनेंट है वो अफेक्ट करता है लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स की सर्वाइवल एबिलिटी को। नेक्स्ट इज its availability decides the number and type of organism that can sustain in a given environment. देखो, एक given environment आपने दे दिया, उसके अंदर मान लो एक छोटा सा कमरा है 1 मीटर बाय 1 मीटर का, तो उस केस में अगर आप 100 बर्ड्स को एक साथ छोड़ दो तो आर दे एबल टू सर्वाइव? क्या वो सर्वाइव कर पाएंगे? नहीं कर पाएंगे। सो Abiotic components availability decides the number and type of organisms that can sustain in given environment, कि वो उस environment के अंदर survive कर भी सकते हैं या नहीं कर सकते. Next is biotic components are classified into three parts. First one is the producer, second one is the consumer, and the third one is the decomposer. Similarly, abiotic components are classified into two. One is the climatic. Climatic means like rain, temperature, light, wind, etc. These terms are related to climate. Now next classification is edaphic. Edaphic like soils, minerals, landscapes. These are the biotic components and abiotic components. You can write these as a difference of biotic component and abiotic component also. Now we are going to discuss about the type of ecosystem. Ecosystem, all world ecosystems are classified into two categories. सारे के सारे ecosystems जो हैं जितने भी world में हैं वो दो category के अंदर fall करते हैं. First one is the terrestrial ecosystem and second one is the aquatic ecosystem. Terrestrial ecosystem is based on land ecosystem. Terrestrial ecosystem is land-based ecosystem, while aquatic ecosystem is water-based ecosystem. Terrestrial ecosystem is further classified into 5 categories. First one is forest, second is grassland, third one is desert, fourth is tundra, and fifth one is mountain. While the aquatic ecosystem based on the salt content in the water, it is classified into two categories. First one is freshwater ecosystem and second one is marine ecosystem. Now we are going to discuss these classification in detail. Among the terrestrial ecosystem, the first one is forest. What is forest? Forest is having large trees, plants, animals, microorganism, etc. They are the habitats of these things. Now ऐसा नहीं है कि उसमें से बड़े पौधे होते हैं या बड़े पेड़ ही होते हैं, उसमें छोटे छोटे भी पेड़ होते हैं. Now different organisms exist in different layers of forest. ठीक है, अब हम ये कह दें कि हमारे पास जो है वहां पे ग्रासेस नहीं है तो वो भी नहीं है, वो भी पॉसिबल नहीं है, वो भी एग्जिस्ट करती है, वहां रिवर भी एग्जिस्ट करती है, मतलब बहुत सारी चीजें एग्जिस्ट करती हैं और ये सारी चीजें जो हैं ये अलग अलग लेयर पर एग्जिस्ट करती हैं फॉरेस्ट के अंदर. नाउ वी ऑल्सो डिपेंड्स ऑन द फॉरेस्ट. अब हम फॉरेस्ट पे कैसे डिपेंडेंट हैं? हमें क्या चाहिए? ब्रीथ करने के लिए क्लीन एयर चाहिए. तो बहुत सारे पौधे हमें पता है कि वो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड को ऑक्सीजन में कन्वर्ट करते हैं. तो दैट्स व्हाई वी डिपेंड ऑन द फॉरेस्ट फॉर आवर सर्वाइवल सो दैट वी कैन गेट द क्लीन एयर. नाउ इट ऑल्सो हेल्प्स इन मेंटेनिंग द ऑक्सीजन लेवल. O2 means oxygen level for plants and animals. It reduces, as there are so many plants, they are dense with the plants, so they help in reducing the soil erosion. And fourth one, last one is large diversity of species. Large diversity of species means वहां पर बहुत आपको माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स भी मिल जाएंगे और बहुत बड़े बड़े एनिमल्स भी मिल जाएंगे like elephant, giraffe and so on. Now the main components of the forest are producers, consumers and decomposers. Producers are those things which prepare their own food with the help of the sunlight, or they get energy from the sunlight. They are also known as autotrophs. इनको क्या कहा जाता है? Autotrophs भी कहा जाता है. Now consumer directly or indirectly depend upon these producers. कंज्यूमर जो है वो इन प्रोड्यूसर्स के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है, चाहे वो डायरेक्टली डिपेंड करे चाहे वो इनडायरेक्टली डिपेंड करे. अब इन कंज्यूमर्स को क्या कहा जाता है? हेट्रोट्रॉफ्स कहा जाता है. हेट्रोट्रॉफ्स, एंड these heterotrophs depends upon these autotrophs, and these heterotrophs are further classified into three categories. First one is the primary heterotroph. Primary heterotrophs means they are depending directly upon these autotrophs. Now the second one is secondary heterotrophs. Secondary heterotrophs for their food depends upon these primary, and these primary one dependent upon these autotroph. And third one is tertiary. Tertiary heterotrophs are further classified into three. primary, secondary and tertiary. Examples are deer, horse, rabbit, lion, etc. These are the examples of these consumers. Now, next we talk about the decomposers. Decomposers are those living organisms which help in the decomposition of डेड लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स, डेड प्लांट्स हो चाहे डेड एनिमल्स. अब ऐसा तो है नहीं कि लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स की जो लाइफ है दैट इज इनफाइनाइट, वो इनफाइनाइट लाइफ है. हर एक लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म की एक स्पेसिफिक टाइम पीरियड है या स्पेसिफिक लाइफ स्पेन है. तो हर एक ऑर्गेनिज्म, लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म जो है वो कभी ना कभी तो डेड होगा. उस डेड लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स को डिकम्पोज करने के लिए दीज डिकम्पोजर्स आर हेल्पफुल. एग्जाम्पल, दे मे बी माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स, ये माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स भी हो सकते हैं, और दे आर एज लार्ज एज इन बिग साइज which you can see with your naked eyes, जिसको आप अपनी naked eyes से देख सकते हो. Examples of these decomposers are fungi, bacteria, protozoa, etc. These are the examples of decomposers. Now, next if we talk about the forest, there are mainly 3 types of forests that exist in nature. ठीक है, 3 types of forest हैं जो exist करते हैं nature के अंदर. First one is the temperate forest ecosystem. Second one is the tropical forest ecosystem, and the third one is taiga or boreal forest ecosystem. The temperate forest ecosystem is found in Canada, Europe, China, Japan and USA, while the tropical forest ecosystem is found in Southeast Asia, North America and West Africa. Now, the third one, that is taiga or boreal forest ecosystem, they are found in Europe, Asia, North America. What are the characteristics of these 3 types of forest ecosystem? Let me discuss now the characteristics of each forest ecosystem separately. Among the forest ecosystem, temperate forest ecosystem is the first one. As we classify the forest ecosystem into the 3 categories, the first one is temperate forest ecosystem. It is located in the northern and southern hemispheres, both between the tropics. Tropics means Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn and polar region. Now, this region, temperate forest ecosystem, is generally found where the climate changes considerably. There are 2 types of trees that are found in the temperate forest ecosystem. First one is the evergreen trees and second one is the deciduous trees. Evergreen trees are those trees which are green throughout the year. Evergreen trees are those trees which are green throughout the year. Deciduous trees are those trees which shed their leaves during the winter season. So the forest may be, depending upon these trees, the forest may be either evergreen forest or the deciduous forest, or maybe the combination of both. Combination of both means in that forest evergreen trees as well as deciduous trees are present. These forests are found in California in USA. However, the picture of deciduous forest is shown on the right side of the board. Now, the next forest ecosystem is tropical rainforest ecosystem. It is located in the tropics, near tropics around equator. Atmosphere is hot as equator is receiving the maximum heat from the sun. So, in this, the atmosphere is hot and humid. These forests are densely packed with very tall trees. As it is hot, the atmosphere on these forests are hot and humid, so they are basically habitat of more living organisms, different types of living organisms. They receive lots of rain. As the name indicates, tropical rainforest, so rain means it receives the maximum rain among all the forest ecosystem. Change of temperature is minimal in these forests. They stay warm throughout the year, and the trees that are found, examples are orchids, mosses and epiphytes. Epiphytes are basically the plants which grow on the surface of other plant, but it receives the water and nutrients from the atmosphere. Or the air that is surrounding that plant. They are found basically in the Amazon River basins, that is in South America, Congo River basins, that is in Western Africa, and Southeast Asia. Now, this is all about the tropical rainforest. The picture of tropical rainforest is shown on the right side on the board. The third type of forest ecosystem is taiga or boreal forest ecosystem. It is found generally in the northern hemisphere, and it is the world's largest biome after the ocean. Ocean is the largest biome, and after that, the largest biome that is found on the earth is taiga or boreal forest ecosystem. It is also known as the snow forest. इसको snow forest के नाम से भी जाना पड़ जाता है. And the plant like conifers plants जो होते हैं वो generally इस forest के अंदर find out किए जाते हैं, found होते हैं. Conifers अगर plants की बात करें तो उसमें आते हैं like pines, spruce, etc. It has coldest weathers. इसमें क्या होता है, सबसे ज्यादा कोल्डेस्ट वेदर होता है. जितने भी बायोमी वर्ल्ड में प्रेजेंट है उसमें से सबसे ज्यादा कोल्डेस्ट वेदर जो है दैट इज फाउंड इन द टाइगा और बोरियल फॉरेस्ट इकोसिस्टम. इन दिस द ट्रीज डोंट शेड देयर लीव्स during the winter season. The region that is included in this is subarctic region like Alaska, Canada, Siberia, etc. And this forest ecosystem, taiga or boreal forest ecosystem, generally lies between the tundra region to the north and the temperate forest to the south. And the picture of the taiga or boreal forest ecosystem is shown on the right side on the board. This is all about the forest ecosystem. The next topic is grassland ecosystem. The main features of grassland ecosystem, as the name indicates, grassland means the land on the grass. So mostly it comprises of grass and it is receiving average rainfall. Average rainfall means it is receiving the rain between the desert area, desert ecosystem and the forest ecosystem. As the forest ecosystem is receiving the higher rainfall and the desert ecosystem is receiving the lowest rainfall, so the grassland ecosystem lies between, in terms of rainfall, it lies between the desert and the forest. Grassland ecosystem covers the 1/4 of the earth area, classified into two categories. First one is the tropical grassland and another one is the temperate grassland. Tropical grassland is having warm weather throughout the year, while temperate grassland is warm during the summer and cold during the winter. If I am talking about the sizes of the grass, then in case of tropical grassland, grass size is very taller as compared to the temperate grassland. While temperate grassland is having the fertile soil, as it is having the fertile soil, so it is having the perfect for cultivation and rearing of animals. Now, the tropical grassland is having the grasses are taller because of the warm weather and uninterrupted rainfall. The grassland on the earth are mainly known as prairies, which is in North America, pampas in South Africa, steppes in Asia and Europe, and savanna in Africa and Australia. The difference between the two grasslands, that is tropical grassland and temperate grasslands, are based on certain parameters. The parameter number one is location. Tropical grassland is located near the tropical latitude, while the temperate grassland is located near the temperate latitude. This tropical latitude and temperate latitude is well explained in your social science. Next parameter is grass. Grass is tall in case of tropical grassland, while it is short in temperate grassland. Next is soil. The soil is not very fertile in case of tropical grassland, while it is fertile in case of temperate grassland. So as the soil is not very fertile and the grass is tall, so the main features of tropical grassland are here you see variety of herbivores and carnivores animals, while its main for temperate grassland is soil is very fertile and grass is short. So this temperate grassland main feature is commercial farming and rearing of animals. Next we are going to discuss the different grasslands characteristics in detail. The first grassland ecosystem is prairies. Prairies are basically the flat fertile land, so they are having minimal soil erosion. These grasslands, prairies, fall under the category temperate grasslands. In this, different types of insects, reptiles, amphibians, grazing animals are found. These are basically expanded in USA, Canada and Mexico and North America. The diagram for the prairies are shown on the right side on the board. Next grassland ecosystem is savanna. Savanna is a mix of woodland and grassland ecosystem. It falls under the category of tropical grasslands. There are different animals and predators they are found in this savanna grassland ecosystem. The animals that are commonly found in this grassland ecosystem are elephants, wild beasts, ostriches, giraffe, etc. And the predators that are commonly found in this savanna grassland ecosystem are lion, cheetah, leopard, wild dog, etc. These grassland is extended into the area of South Africa, India and Australia. The picture of savanna is shown right on the right hand side of the board. The third type of grassland ecosystem is steppes. Steppes are basically the dry plain area covering the grassland. It receives the less rainfall. That's why it is having the adequate for short grasses, not for the taller grasses. Many have been converted. Many of these land, plain covering land, grassland, have been converted into the crop field through proper irrigation. It is fall under the category of temperate grasslands. The most common animals that are found in steppes are cattle, horses, goat, sheep, etc. And this steppes grassland ecosystem is extended in Russia, in Europe and Asia. Next grassland ecosystem is pampas. Pampas is having the climate is temperate. As the climate is temperate in this pampas grassland ecosystem, it is falling under the temperate grassland. Geographically, this land where this pampas grassland is found, that is known as Patagonia Highland. Only small plants are flourishes here. Small plants means small grasses or herbs. Large trees are lesser seen here. So, pampas deer, Guiana pig, cacaon and dwarf Patagonia mara, these are the common animals that are found in this pampas grassland ecosystem. Big predators of this grassland ecosystem is puma, followed by the pampas fox, maned wolf, geoffrey cats, etc. And this grassland is extended into the area of Argentina and Brazil in Latin America. This is all about the grassland ecosystem. Next, we are going to discuss about the desert ecosystem. Next ecosystem is desert ecosystem. Desert का मतलब होता है रेगिस्तान, जहां पर सिर्फ रेत ही रेत दूर तक दिखाई देती है. So, area of a land that is arid or dry. अब वहां पर कोई प्लांट्स नहीं है, कोई ट्रीज नहीं है, तो दे रिसीव वेरी लेस रेनफॉल अमंग ऑल द इकोसिस्टम्स. नाउ प्लांट्स दैट आर फाउंड इन द डेजर्ट इकोसिस्टम आर थॉर्नी प्लांट्स, जिसमें कांटे होते हैं, या कैक्टस जो है वो फाइंड आउट किया जाता है. इनकी जो स्टेम्स और लीव्स होती हैं दे आर थिक. थिक इसलिए होती हैं ताकि थिक और फ्लैशी होती हैं ताकि वो पानी को ज्यादा दिन तक स्टोर करके रख सके. अब इनकी प्लांट्स की जो रूट्स हैं दे आर एक्सटेंसिव रूट्स. अब रेगिस्तान में दूर दूर तक रेत ही रेत है, तो वहां पर पानी इतनी आसानी से अवेलेबल नहीं होता. That's why these plants roots are extensive roots so that they can absorb water from the earth crust. Earth crust से वो water को absorb कर सके and do their work. Next is in desert ecosystem, small animals are found. Various species of rodents and reptiles are found among them. These species of rodents and reptiles hide in burrow during the daytime, as the temperature of the desert ecosystem is very hot during the daytime, and they came out of burrow during the night time, as the nights are colder than the day. Dusty storm with violent winds occur regularly in desert ecosystem. Desert ecosystem is found in each subcontinent except the Europe. यूरोप में डेजर्ट इकोसिस्टम नहीं फाउंड होता. उसके अलावा जितने भी कॉन्टिनेंट्स हमारे पास हैं उन सब के अंदर डेजर्ट इकोसिस्टम इज अवेलेबल। ठीक है, टेम्परेचर मैंने बता दिया कि वेरी हॉट है ड्यूरिंग द डे टाइम एंड कोल्ड है ड्यूरिंग द नाइट टाइम। And Sahara Desert is the largest desert in the world that is found in South. Now, desert ecosystem is classified into 4 categories. First one is hot and dry desert. Second one is the semi-arid desert. Third one is the coastal desert. And fourth one is the cold and dry desert. All these desert classifications आर हैविंग डिफरेंट कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स। इनकी क्या है, कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स अलग हैं, अलग अलग एनिमल्स जो हैं वो इसके अंदर फाउंड होते हैं। सो नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस द स्पेशल फीचर्स और कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ ईच एंड एवरी डेजर्ट इकोसिस्टम। अमंग ऑल द डेजर्ट इकोसिस्टम क्लासिफिकेशन, फर्स्ट वन इज हॉट एंड ड्राई डेजर्ट। इन हॉट एंड ड्राई डेजर्ट क्लाइमेट कंडीशंस दे आर वार्म थ्रू आउट द ईयर, वार्म रहते हैं थ्रू आउट द ईयर बट एक्सट्रीमली हॉट ड्यूरिंग द समर सीजन एंड वेरी स्किंटी rainfall is received in this desert. Now plants are very short with thorny stems. Animals, those are found in the hot and dry deserts, are nocturnal carnivores. Nocturnal का मतलब होता है at night. Nocturnal carnivores, burrowers, kangaroo rats, reptiles, insect, birds, etc. are usually seen here. During night, weather becomes very cold, and the example of hot and dry desert is Sahara Desert in Africa. And the picture of Sahara Desert is shown on the right side on the board. Next type of classification in desert ecosystem is semi-arid desert. In semi-arid deserts, summers are moderately long and dry. Animals lives in burrows during the daytime in these semi-arid deserts. Mammals, which are these are the permanent dwellers in these deserts. Mammals which are found is kangaroo rats and rabbits. Insects, grasshopper and ants. Birds, burrowing owls. Reptiles, lizards and snakes. These are the permanent dwellers of these semi-arid desert. Now, example of this semi-arid desert is the Thar Desert of India in Asia. Next is the coastal desert. Next classification in desert ecosystem is coastal desert. In coastal deserts, summers are warm and they last for longer period of time, while the winters are moderately cold. Therefore, plants are having fleshy thick leaves or stems so that they can store large volume of water and use that water when there is a scarcity of water or when the rainfall is not received. Animals are also adjusted to this harsh condition about the weather, as animals lives in burrows or remains inactive till or until the rain occurs. Animals that are found in this coastal desert are mammals, amphibians, birds, toads, reptiles, insects, etc. Example of this coastal desert is Atacama Desert of Chile in Latin America. And the picture of Atacama Desert is shown on the right hand side of the board. The last classification of desert ecosystem is cold desert. Cold desert, as the name itself indicates, they are cold during the winters and receives the snowfall throughout the winter. The soil is heavy, silty and salty, while the plants that are found in the cold desert are widely scarce, and the trees that are found in this are deciduous trees. Deciduous trees are those trees which shed their leaves during the winter season, while the animals that are found in this cold deserts are jackrabbits, kangaroo rats, antelope, kit fox, etc. And the example of this cold desert is Gobi and Taklamakan of China in Asia. And the picture of this cold desert is shown on the right hand side of the board. This is all about the desert ecosystem. Next, we are going to discuss about the tundra ecosystem. The fourth terrestrial ecosystem is tundra ecosystem, and it is the coldest among all the biomes. So, as it is coldest, the temperature in this ecosystem is very low with very little rainfall. These are the extreme conditions for the survival of living organisms. Therefore, low number of living organisms are found in this ecosystem. As vegetation, temperature is low, so the vegetation is also very scarce or little, but the vegetation that is found in this ecosystem is shrubs, mosses, grasses, etc. Tundra ecosystem is noted for frost molded landscapes. Now, it is also classified into two categories. First one is Arctic tundra and second one is the alpine tundra. Both the tundra ecosystems are having different characteristics. Next, we are going to discuss about the characteristics of each and every tundra in detail. Among the classification of tundra ecosystem, the first classification is Arctic tundra and its location is it is found near the northern pole. मतलब मीन्स नॉर्दर्न पोल को क्या कर रखा है, इसने पूरा कवर कर रखा है. टुंड्रा इकोसिस्टम इज फाउंड देयर. इट इज नोन फॉर इट्स cold desert like condition. Layer of permanent frozen soil is there and that layer of permanent frozen soil is known as permafrost. As permafrost, this soil which is permanently frozen कंटेन्स ग्रेवल, मतलब वहां पर पत्थर के क्या मिलते हैं आपको, टुकड़े मिलते हैं और बहुत ही फाइन और बहुत कम फाइन मटेरियल जो है इसके अंदर सॉइल के अंदर आपको मिलेगा. जो सॉइल है यहाँ पर उसके अंदर सिग्निफिकेंट क्वांटिटी ऑफ मीथेन गैस इज फाउंड as plants are shot and combined in a group together so that they can survive in this harsh condition, means in this very cold and very little light conditions. Animals which are found in Arctic tundra are Arctic hares, Arctic foxes, wolves, polar bears, etc. Insects that are found in this tundra ecosystem is bumblebees, black flies and different moths. And it covers the area of Alaska, northern Canada and Greenland. The picture of Arctic tundra is shown on the other side of the board. Next tundra ecosystem is alpine tundra. Alpine tundra is the natural biome but it doesn't contain trees. इसमें trees जो हैं वो बहुत rare आपको देखने को मिलेंगे. Climate, as the climate is too cold, harsh and windy with somewhat supports the growth of the plant. Seen in mountains worldwide, it is seen in the summer season. Snow and ice still persist in this alpine tundra regions. Plants that are found in this tundra ecosystem is dwarf shrubs. मतलब जो बहुत ही छोटे छोटे shrubs हैं, those plants are found in this tundra system. No specific animal is found in this system, but few animals are seen like mountain goats, yak, Himalayan tar, etc. And the region that is covered is Canada. This is all about the tundra ecosystem. Next and the last terrestrial ecosystem is the mountain ecosystem. In the mountain ecosystem, living organisms of mountain area are found as mountains are having the very harsh climate conditions and these harsh climate conditions increases as we are moving at the higher altitude. Treeless alpine vegetation is seen, higher precipitation is seen at the higher altitude of the Himalayan region. Himalayan is the highest mountain range in the world and Mount Everest is the world highest peak. Climate condition, if we are talking about, it vary with the altitude. Like tropical climate is tropical at the base and permanent ice and snow is seen at the higher altitude of the mountain ecosystem or at the mountain range. But if we talk about the amount of rainfall that is receiving, it varies from the west to east along the southern front of the range. If we talk about the flora and fauna basically they are the plants. So they vary with the climate, rainfall, altitude and soil. Distinct plant and animal communities are there and these communities are varying as there is a lot of diversity along the mountain ecosystem in rainfall, altitude and soil condition. Combined with the very high snow. This is all about the mountain ecosystem, and the terrestrial ecosystem is covered. But if we talk about the another ecosystem, as we already discussed, there are two types of ecosystem. First one is the terrestrial ecosystem and the next one is the aquatic ecosystem. So now we are going to discuss about the aquatic ecosystem. Now, the next type of ecosystem is aquatic ecosystem. Aquatic means water. So, this is the ecosystem which is in water, and as we know, the 71% of the earth's surface is covered with water. But all water is not drinkable. सारा water जो है वो drinkable नहीं. So, based on the salt content of the water, salt content कितना है उस water के अंदर, उसके बेसिस पर एक्वेटिक सिस्टम को, एक्वेटिक इकोसिस्टम को क्लासिफाई किया गया दो पार्ट्स में. फर्स्ट वन इज द फ्रेश वाटर इकोसिस्टम एंड सेकंड वन इज द मैराइन इकोसिस्टम. इफ वी टॉक अबाउट द फ्रेश वाटर इकोसिस्टम or the fresh water, it covers the 0.78% of the earth's surface. But instead of covering so small portion of the water on the earth's surface, it is having the world's 41% of the world fish population. Means in the freshwater area, the world fish population, among the world fish population, 41% fishes are found in this freshwater ecosystem. Now, it is also classified, freshwater ecosystem is classified into three categories. First one is the lentic or lacustrine or still water ecosystem. And this ecosystem is having the slow moving or still water. Example is if we are talking about ponds and pools. Next ecosystem is lotic or riverine ecosystem in which water is flowing. Means flowing water ecosystem. Example is streams and rivers. The third freshwater ecosystem is wetlands. Wetland means marshy and swampy lands. Example of this ecosystem is Loktak Lake in Manipur. Next, if we are talking about the second type of aquatic ecosystem is marine ecosystem. Marine ecosystem is the largest aquatic ecosystem and it is having the high salt content. As we know, the ocean or sea water is not drinkable because of its high content of salt. So, it covers the 2/3 of the earth's surface and the large population of living things are found in this ecosystem. It includes ocean, seas, estuaries of the river, etc. This is all about the ecosystem. Till now, we cover all the type of ecosystem. रिवीजन करते हैं क्या क्या किया है. इकोसिस्टम क्या होता है, इकोसिस्टम की क्लासिफिकेशन, वन इज द टेरेस्ट्रियल इकोसिस्टम एंड अनदर वन इज द एक्वेटिक इकोसिस्टम. टेरेस्ट्रियल इकोसिस्टम को 5 इकोसिस्टम्स के अंदर क्लासिफाई किया गया. नेक्स्ट इज द एक्वेटिक इकोसिस्टम. एक्वेटिक इकोसिस्टम को 2 के अंदर क्लासिफाई किया गया. स्टिल इफ यू हैव एनी डाउट इन दिस इकोसिस्टम, please post your query in the comment box. Please like, share and subscribe the channel for the video notification. Your one share means a lot for the channel. Thank you.